Quinn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was looking forward to be able to take this last call because I was hoping beyond all hope that I might be able to make a excellent contribution to the arguments put forward by the opposition. But what have we seen? What have we seen? We have seen, Mr. Speaker, a continuation of the extraordinary poor performance that has characterised this opposition in recent times. Do you know Question Time? Question Time once again finished before 3 o'clock. Again. That is after about 20 minutes taken up forestalling by the opposition shadow leader of the House to try and drag it out. And this is what they are reduced to. Instead of, as the Speaker, instead of following the Speaker's lead and arching, searching, penetrating, focused questions, they haven't got a clue. And so it's all over before 3, as it was yesterday, as it was last week, and that's after 20 or 30 minutes of points of order just to try and drag it out. And by the way, most of them are lost anyway. So this is just an appalling performance, and no wonder they are reduced to what Mr. Hodgson likes to refer to as mutiny, and they're going to focus on this because this is really going to drag down this government. We talk about helicopter rides. Have they forgotten, Mr. Speaker, in 2006, the helicopter ride to bring back Chris Carter's toothbrush? Did you know that? A minister of their administration got an Air Force helicopter ride in 2006 to bring a toothbrush back from the islands where he'd been and he'd left behind. You know, it would have cost him $2. It would have cost him $2 to go down to the corner shop, to the grocery store, to the supermarket to buy another one. But no, he had to waste the taxpayers' money on sending a helicopter. Now, perhaps it was pink, and he couldn't get any other pink toothbrush. But I don't know why he had to send a helicopter at an enormous taxpayer expense to go and get it. Of course, one really has to ask, can we have the real opposition? Because it seems to me that the real opposition at the moment is the Fourth Estate. We have Mike Parkin on TV1 talking about DPS. We have Patrick Gower on TV3 talking about self-drive cars. I mean, bring them in, but don't pretend to pinch their lines. Let's talk about, for instance, DPS holidays. And they say, Mr. Hodgson says, who needs DPS when you go on holiday? Well, I guess if you've got men mountain like Darren Hughes, Chris Carter, Damien O'Connor, and you tag them along on your holidays, I suppose you don't need DPS because they're going to look after you. Or, of course, that man-eater, Judith Tizar, you know, who's going to save the Prime Minister while she's on top of Mount Cook. Who needs DPS when you've got such a coterie of hanger-oners to save you and ride to the rescue? But it's interesting we talk about DPS because it was interesting on the weekend when the United States President Barack Obama went to Fort Campbell to honour the SEALs at Fort Campbell. Now, you would think that going to Fort Campbell to honour the SEALs, who are faceless, extraordinary soldiers, that you would under the biggest security and you wouldn't need, in fact, your own security detail. Well, clearly the opposition are totally unaware that when the President of the United States went to Fort Campbell this weekend to honour those people, there was a bevy of security people associated with them. And then, of course, we have Jinga number two, who seems to have jumped ship. He seems to have left the nest of the duck to go and sit at the foot of the chicken man. And he's got on top of, for instance, the cost of $2.75. So this is just an extraordinary, useless display by the opposition.
The time for this debate has expired. Call government.